Final hour of trading in the trading day and the week, for that matter. Welcome back to the close. Here we go. We're positive, guys, on the S&P and the Dow. Hooray. The NASDAQ, not quite there yet, but working on it. Down just 0.02. Here in Toronto, we are still negative as well. It's been an ugly day for cryptos, but we are off the lows for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. But lots to discuss heading into the weekend, guys.
Is there, though? There absolutely is. It's been a wild day today because the ES got positive. The NASDAQ is really, really trying. It's teetering back and forth.
It'll get there.
And it felt like it was going to be a down day this morning. You had China on the mind. ATR on the position board. That just came right now. 1350, a little bit of a top here. So I just got into position off that high. I'm not giving it more than the high of the day. We'll get out of that one. But like we said, it's been an active morning or entire day, and there's so many names that have been moving. A lot of them have come back. We'll give you all the trades that we see and opportunities because Power Hour is about taking advantage of what is moving. If it ain't moving, then get out of it because you're wasting your afternoon.
Yeah, I just took another bid here on DATS. So I actually held, and I was tweeting this out, I actually held this all the way to 12 and didn't even get out and just sat there. And when it started dropping down, I was like, I'm going to wait for 12 again. So it dropped all the way down, and we actually bid it right here at 1085. And then we got a piece out at 1108. So we're still holding some. My average price was really this 1020 plus this 1080. So we're still long somewhere in here, 1054. But right now we're showing us this. We're going to get out if we break that back down below this little wick level there of 1050. So we'll get out of the last piece of DATS there. But DATS is going to be a good trade. Finally, thank God for that, because we took that early. Had to make some mistakes, ripped it all the way to the top. We didn't do anything about it. So we're going to use 1050 as our out there for DATS. That's what's good. And then Micron as well. This was a good one, man. We reloaded right when we left the show. Almost right 1040, 1045. It went back up here to 50. We saw it once. We were nervous that we were going to get broken. It didn't. So we shorted the second time we saw it, started cashing out, then started holding all the way here. Got some out, of course, at 74 flat, off of 74.50. Then we got some at 73.92 on the VWAP. Then it broke VWAP, which was great. And then we got some out right here on this drop, 73.80. And now going to the upside here as the NASDAQ trying to go. But we're going to hold Micron here. I think it's worth a short with the NASDAQ falling back down here. I do like that. And then we still are long. So we'll do a little ape action here because we're still long our AMC trade, which is right here. We'll see where it goes. Again, trying to hold this to see if we take out that top, which we did, 40.50, but we didn't want to get out. So we were waiting for that again. Popped up. Probably should have got out when it came back in. Let's see if AMC has a run for it right now. We're in the money 40 cents. No real ideas to get out unless we come back down to here, 39.80, which I think is a good reload spot anyways. So we're going to take some bids here, 39.84, and we'll see what happens at this spot, 39.70. But let's start buying some AMC right around here, 39.80.
That's what's up with AMC, and let's check in. Let's check in with GameStop because relative weakness over here.
You were saying,
flat.
185 for GameStop.
It flushed through 187 here. That's kind of an ominous number to have a little bit of a move down. But it's been under pressure all session long. 185. You guys were saying it in the chat, so I noticed it. There is a bit of a 180 level that I think maybe we could be heading down a little bit further. I'd be picking that bottom. It's been a higher low. But I don't know, man. The relative weakness it has, I'd rather see it flush even further before getting into it. I do have a couple of positions from earlier on in the day. Zevo, I said this one. If it broke down, if Zevo broke down, and again, we talked about the shelf offering that they had, or I guess that they authorized a few weeks ago, and then of course it was up 100% on no news. We shorted it twice off that 7 level, and the second time through I was like, might be in this all day. If it finally breaks 6 even, I think we're going down to 5. It got to 516. I put a trailing stop in when it broke through 560. It has yet to take out that 550 level, so I want to lock in minimum a $1.25 here. I still think I can get closer to 2. And there's DATS one more time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
There's a lot of puns you could use.
It's just too low-hanging fruit. Someone said that's a good trade. That's all, folks. That's a good one. I like that one, Martin. That's what you got me laughing at right now.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? Yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorite Saturday Night Live skits of all time with Kenan Thompson. It's called What's Up With That? So you got to check that out if you want. Okay, so let's just talk about DATS because I got to have an out for this. So I'm sitting right up here, 1180, 1175 or so. So that's where I'm going to get out of that one. Okay, Jude, I have no idea, but I'm super, super happy. Because Facebook is one of my number one holdings in my long-term portfolio. We talked about this the other day when it dropped down. We've been trying to get some bids there. Should have bought more. Like, it's too bad that I have this negative bias right now in the market. Like, because there's so many good names. Like we talked about Nucor. I can't believe where that fell down to. And then Facebook falls right back here. Like, I last bought this thing at 350 and loved that buy, and then when it was at 380, we were super happy, and then it just dropped down on that Apple news, and then we got that flush the other day down to 340, and we all thought like, oh my God, cry me a river, we're dead in the water, blah, 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 and now it battles right back up. We're still down from the 50-period moving average, and I'm still a little nervous about Facebook because I really want to hear what Captain Zuckerberg there has to say on their next earnings report. I'm actually not going to be buying any big tech until after the next round of earnings, just because I want to see what this Apple iOS privacy thing is all about and where that's affecting the marketplace for a stock like a Facebook and where they are guiding moving forward. So, you know, some beautiful bottoms down here at 340. So let me just back that up. I'll nibble a bit on here. I'll nibble on Apple if we get down to that 144, 142 area, but I'm not going to step in hard on anything. I don't want to, I mean, I'm very, very overweighted tech, if you can't tell. So I do want to get into some. We talked about NUE. I think that's off again today, Nucor, and off, I mean, to the upside. Yeah, 101. Like, look at these bottoms.
You gotta, yeah.
Look at these bottoms, $93. Like, you might think, well, 101, it's still 10%, right? Like, you missed that 10% in 3 days. And then Nucor, again, big time steel producer. Where's the daily chart for this, just so I can show you? Yeah, there's into this. Wow, like into those teeth, unbelievable to be able to miss that trade as well. Caterpillar, I'm not in it, but should be probably soon. That's at 197. I mean, what I'm doing now, just going over the shopping list. We will get over some. We'll go
GE in front of 100.
We'll go to some trading. Yeah, I already have GE. I want to get into something here as well. So Caterpillar all the way down into this area as well. So there's a couple of buys that were missed lately, like 190. Oh my God. Anyways, like Neil said, we're here to trade. So let's get our trading hat on.
A little bit of a tiny move to the downside there on ATR. We'll go ahead and oops, I'm on the wrong page. So I'll just Gronk spike it because that's all I got. I shouldn't say Gronk spike because I'm not even not a Tampa fan, and I'm also not a Patriots
FCX
or fan of his. But yes, but FCX, Freeport's another one that's on my shopping list. As a matter of fact, actually, I just picked up some more Freeport, so I like that one as well. There's lots of names. I think for me, I'm going with like the more defensive names right now, just picking up some of those. I think tech, we're gonna get our chance. I think that's goes without saying. I just got trailed out of Zevo, so I guess all I had to do was talk about it, and then it finally broke 550. So we're out of Zevo. Shorted it a couple of times in front of 7 even. We'll get it out at 550. And yes, I am still, Dan, I'm still in my Naked Brands position. And this is all the chat because I wasn't even looking at Naked Brands until it was brought up by our community. And I pulled up, I mean, I had you know what, I can do it on the daily chart, but I actually had a 60-minute chart up. And I was sort of showing the price action the last time that it got up to this level. It's hard to see on the daily. If you put up a 60, which I can probably go ahead and actually just do for you guys right here live and watch. Watch how good the charts are going to work here, Sean.
I know they are.
You know they're going to. Oh, but it's on. Oh, I know the problem because I do on this one.
Right now, it's not working?
No, it's the way I have it set up. It's like my minute and daily are going to be different because I have different time frames on it. But when I pulled it up on the 60, it was so obvious the levels, 71 and then 75 that we wanted to be waiting around for. And I still have actually like orders that I don't necessarily need to stop at 71. It's going to take a while to load back in, but there was a clear cliff at 71 even. I think that was going to be your lower high. And now it doesn't want to go. I just talked about how this was going to work, and then of course it doesn't want to go back further than that. But then 75 was an obvious level. You're not going to be able to see it because you have to go back further. But we identified it. I shorted in front of it on the way down, not the way up, because that is my preference when going against the grain. I know I break that rule all the time, but it's just a preference. Like, I'd rather get it this way. It doesn't mean that's the only way you can make the trade. Penny stocks are way more liquid, so it's a lot easier to get a fill at any price you want. Therefore, waiting till it turns off 75 is an easier thing to do. I got 73 change, and I'm still hanging on to it. I have bids. I now have a trail, just because it's got to be flat in the end of the day here. I want to make sure we don't hang on to this too long.
Brendo?
Uber is having a pretty good day here, 2% so far for Uber. It got above that 46 again, which was kind of in the area of where it stalled out the past couple of days. Remember, it's been on a bit of a tear. This week for Uber, they announced they were expanding their partnership with Rite Aid in Washington for on-demand deliveries, I guess, for Uber, guys.
All right. I think this morning we were actually talking, we got a super chat about ATER, and I actually went over the risk reward, and you already got paid off on that. People asked, someone asked this morning, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, I apologize, but
Here it comes.
we talked about, we're trying out a new form of coffee here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Which one did you do?
That's Rob.
Colombian.
So we got this like Colombian
I don't know,
brew,
do you have the-
and it's like a like the drip. I don't have one, but it's like the drip coffee.
Yeah, where's the
Rob
box?
just made it for
Where's
us.
the
We actually
box?
got it was a gift that we got, so it was actually pretty cool.
From NASDAQ.
From NASDAQ.
We can mention who it was.
But I'm gonna wait until we both have ours, and I'll take. Oh no!
What do you mean? Just have a
Brendan's
sip
already
of-
doing it. I'll have my sip now.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just, I think it's the form of making, that's what's unique about it, right? It's a drip coffee that you pour. I don't know what's it called. What's it called, Brendan? Brendan knows. Go over to Brendan. He'll solve this problem.
I don't actually. I
don't
can't
know?
remember for the life of me what it's called.
mean, what do you pay
It's the
this guy?
slow pour. There's the
Chemex.
Chemex.
Someone
Yeah, that's
said.
it, yes.
Lucas said. So when Lucas is training for his black belt, I think they make these guys drink the Chemex coffee. So
And it's delicious. And Dan McIsaac, well, cheers to you. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hope you have a great weekend as well. I know you hit that Naked Brands trade. As a matter of fact, I'll point it out here because it's always fun. It's always fun when you see, because I just had the chart up, and I know only because he mentioned it here, and it's not to call it your trade or anything, but Dan was short 74s. Up here, and 75 to the dime, like not 74.99, 75 to the dime was the top. I know Dan had 74 short, so that was a fantastic trade. You're gonna get a nice return here. It's a penny stocks. You got to figure if it was $7.40, and then you get it trading down into like 670 or 660 where it is now. You got to think of penny stocks in that kind of a fashion. So good trade for you, Dan. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm glad I stayed away from GameStop. I kind of said, let's see if I'm going to try to catch a bid on it. Let's see if it can drop any further, maybe closer to that 180. It's about to test the low. So I don't actually know why GameStop is under pressure. You see EMC in the meme land has actually, they both dipped at one point in the morning, but AMC got back to the upside. GameStop seemingly hasn't been able to catch that bid. So I'll be very patient trying to go against the grain on this name on a Friday with only 45 minutes left.
I'm feeling that one. And Micron is talk about dripping. Micron's starting to drip right now down to the downside. So that's going to be a good trade for me as we continue to hold this. And oops, where's my 1 minute chart? There it is. Yeah, right now VWAP. So let's get out another piece of Micron here as we can all see that was a beautiful entry right there, 74.10. I also want to thank. Look, I know we do this a lot, but talk about our community. And I also just want to say that, people on Twitter and things like that send, I believe anyways, both Neil and myself, Brendan, messages about how, the trading style that we have, has really helped them solidify, their own trading styles, and that they were, really missing, some of these entry points and exit points and responsibility, and just being a little bit, wiser with their entries and exits and stuff like that. And I think that that's so important to do when you're trading. And I think that that's the most important thing that you guys could send us every single day is just not just like, it's like what you just said there about Dan, the entry points, the exit points, things like that. Like that is what's key. It's not about going over now and saying, I've got long DATs now, like woohoo, it's in the money $1. It's like, why do you have it? Because, I can make a trade today and make 10 grand and then lose 10 grand on Monday. But if I don't understand like what the risk reward ratios and things like that, and where am I going to get in and where am I going to get out, then you're not going to have, the success that you want. I've already talked about some of our trading records and things like that. So, we're actual real traders, and I appreciate that a lot of the people that are watching us are starting to follow, and not just your own strategies. We don't have the best strategies. We just have our own strategies, and I think that's really super important. Thank you so much. Whoa, that's like loaded up right there.
I know.
Wow, thank you.
Now you get to enjoy it.
Cheers.
Now we'll cheers.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Brendan.
You guys were speaking on, it's actually very good. You guys are speaking on GameStop. Here's one reason why it could be down today. CNBC was talking about this early on this morning. There was a story about SEC Chair Gensler. Remember way back in the summer, he said he was going to release a report on the GameStop Robinhood Reddit saga. Apparently that is coming imminently. There's no actual date on when he's going to finalize this, but that was one of the headlines, guys, on GME today.
Well, see, there you go.
Ooh, a report.
I don't know.
Wow. Oh my God.
I'm sure it'll be really interesting.
Who are these guys anyways? But I shouldn't say that because honestly,
it's-
everyone wants to get to the bottom of it. I'm just saying like they're going to solve something like.
We'll see.
Anyways, I just got out of some Micron. Now we're all like, sipping our coffee.
I know it's actually very, very good, by the way. Like I don't even drink coffee in the
Pour
afternoons.
over, I think someone said
once
is what
it's like past like noon or 1 o'clock, I try not to, but this is delicious. Cassava and Dan, I've never tried. Dan McIsaac asking if we tried Kopi Luwak.
Yes.
You've had it before?
Yeah, we've had it before too. It's
When? No.
It's that animal's excrements, isn't it?
Whoa.
He'll tell us.
What was it?
Yeah.
And you're telling me I've had it?
Yeah, we've had it before.
When did I have this?
I think we had it at our office. I think someone brought it back for us. Anyways,
Like
someone will tell us.
days?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so first of all, our campus office was like,
They
what are we
feed
talking about, 15
feed
years ago
beans.
now?
They feed coffee beans or whatever to like. They're not. It's not monkeys. I have to figure out who it is, and then it's
sounds
a
weird,
process. I'm telling you, it is what it is.
Okay.
People will.
No, apparently, Dan, maybe I have had it and I just don't remember. So I feel like I need to try this again, apparently. This is a trading show. Well, we'll get back to
This is just Colombian normal beans,
I'm,
as far
really
as I know.
enjoying this. Cassava Sciences, I'm very proud of myself for not trading this today because you guys know yesterday I completely bungled my entire afternoon on Sava and then what that other stock that I'm not even going to mention. But Sava did give you the short. But where did it not give you the short? Whoops, let's zoom in here. It never gave you the short opportunity off that 68 to 70 area. And that was the only place I would have been confident. I can drop back to the 15. I don't need the 60-minute chart anymore. And it just never gave me that level that I really like, that wipeout top. And I could have easily tried to force it like several times because I wanted to be short this name. And yeah, Sava gives you that $5, $6 move. It's still in a bit of a run here. I'm going to come in I'm going to come in on Monday morning, and I will be eyeballing like this 59 area in case it breaks down because I tend to want to fade Cassava Sciences. You just got to be careful. I'll go with the same levels, like that 69, that 70, and then just wait around for this thing to give me the trade instead of chasing it. Like the other day, I came in yesterday with the mentality that I was just going to short Cassava Sciences. And that's, I think that overrid the trade. And that's part of the problem. You never want to have that happen to you guys. Just to go back over to one that was a mover, and then I thought this would be one for the afternoon. I really did think Marin had a chance. Stick around for the trade of the day. We'll be on Marin, whether it's the long or the short, or both. You'll get to find out. But Marin broke VWAP. It actually has put in a nice low here above that 9 even area. So the initial breakout was at 870, the level we liked in the pre-market. It then stalled out at like 9.25. I actually got a bunch out in front of 9.25 and then held the rest into 980. Now you're going to see it hold this level here. It still has to get past 10. It's having some trouble doing so, but the volume is starting to really pick up. It's kind of hard to see. The volume's starting to pick up here around this $10 level, so maybe we're not done. I thought this had a chance to take out the high had it held VWAP. Now you're just looking to see if you can shoot through 10 even and take out VWAP. So there you go, you're through 10 even. I'd like to see a consolidation, maybe for the continuation of this volume, and then we can get into it. I'm not sold yet because of all the weakness that it had throughout lunchtime, but Marin getting off the schneid a little bit in ATER, I got to watch out because that is a strong stock. And it's coming right back up to my entry price at $13.26. Don't want that breaking the high of the day without me covering.
All right. Yeah, I knew it. Thank you, Jude. Thank you, Dan. As soon as you said the name of that, we knew exactly what is Civet. Thank you so much. We knew that I knew anyways, but I didn't know specifically. But thank you there. Here's one more AMC average in. So you're going to see our average price now only looking like 16 cents in the money. We'll see if we can get back up to 40, man, and then we'll just cash a little bit of this out for 30 cents, and then we'll see if we go from there. I tweeted out something. I said AMC. I used the hashtag AMC not leaving, and then the guy was like, "Well, look at all these outs." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe I won't use that hashtag anymore because I am leaving AMC when this happens." But again,
For a day trader, that's
and that's what I want to explain. Like, you got to understand, like, we can't hold these things overnight. So unless AMC finishes at the complete top or the complete bottom, it's nice to take profits every once in a while. So that's what we do. And if you're joining us for the first time, I keep saying this all the time, and I apologize to our regulars, but we don't hold anything overnight. We're on a prop firm, so we can't do that. But we are trading as real capital as you can imagine, and we are trading the actual physical equity, not an option or CFDs. So, when we make these trades, we're actually putting them into the market.
Oh, Vinco.
Okay, yeah, Vinco Ventures starting to go. Yesterday, what I want to talk about quickly, as I was just looking at, what was that? That was AMC. Okay, so CEI, if you notice yesterday, my trades aren't here from yesterday, but they were before. No, they weren't. We were battling this yesterday, 180, we took the longs and were able to cash it out, if you remember, at the close, at about 194, 195, something like that. Today, CEI makes its run finally. I was going to say 400 million, but it's 300 million shares on the day right now for CEI. Wow. When this Camber Energy gets going, it sure does. Down to 194, a nice little bottom there for CEI. Congratulations to anybody that held that trade overnight. Like I said, we're not able to do it. We were buying it in this range, popped up, and then we cashed it out in the middle there. And today you get that big bump up to 230. If you look at a longer time frame here on CEI, look, I mean, this is the stuff that I'm talking about when I say that I really want people to look at these kind of things. Like, this is the past high. So like, if you're long, you got to take something out right here. You go all the way back to February, March. You got to take something out. So that's, hopefully people did that, because even though it's only $2, like, not everything's going to moon, man. Not everything's going to go from $2 like AMC did all the way to 40 and higher. So you got to watch out for that. But Camber right now, right there, just keep that in mind for Monday for sure. 240, 250.
And speaking of keep something in mind, BBIG, Vinco Ventures gets off the bottom here. And it's weird because someone asked about this in the chat, or I think towards the end of the show, or maybe it was, no, it was during Memes and Movers, and I was in the chat here and someone was saying BBIG, like, what did we think of it? Because it had that downward trend. It's a multi-day, whoops, I'll go to the daily charts this way, Neil. What are you doing? You know your own charts. It's been a multi-day and clean downward trend here. But look, it's getting right into 50 period, yes, but more importantly, this previous resistance and breakout, 5 to 550. I was sort of saying, yeah, the short might be getting done and it might be finding a bottom. Now, I thought it would find a bottom around 5 on Mondays for next week of a bump, but instead it bounces above 550, so the top end of that little support range, and now you're trying to break back out. So if I zoom back in here, I'm going to look at the pre-market bottoms here, and this is about like 595, 590. So as I try to catch this dip, I'm not really thinking about $6 even. I'm more thinking about where was that pre-market support level, what turned into resistance in the afternoon at 596, and give it a little bit of extra cover so that when you're trying to buy the dip here, you're not just married to the notion of, give it to VWAP or give it to 6 even. Like, I'd rather just sort of be sitting here, take some shares in front of 6, be willing to take some shares in the 595 range as well, and see what happens, because you have a chance to take out the 625 top. I know it's 23 technically, but we round up around here. I know you have a chance to take that out, but I'd like to be able to scout the top end of the range. That opens you up to add shares on a break of 625, and there's room to run. It's been on a multi-day trend to the downside, so the same way, I would think about rounding into a short in a stock that's been up 6 or 7 days in a row and is overextended. The reverse applies when something's been going down for several days in a row and makes a nice bottom. So count that as BBIG. If I can get the fill, I'll start it in front of. There's a big buyer. I'm at 603, and there's a big buyer at 605. So I'm going to put my bid, first bid at 606, and then see if I can't get that fill there. And then we'll try to get this one into the upside. I only have a couple of shorts. Of course, GameStop doesn't go anywhere near 180. It just broke that 184.50, went down about 30 cents, and is trying to get back to the upside. But I'm not forcing along in GameStop, not this Friday.
So I just want to say there, yeah, I know, Jude, unbelievable Facebook. I mean, I'm super, super happy with what Facebook's been doing. Okay, so I can just go back here because it's a cheat because our charts don't take in consideration the bump up there. I actually think that what you were saying there, I think it was Jay Tran there, and I said I agree with you on the chat, so you should have been highlighted there. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me, man, honestly, if Tesla splits again. So, Elon Musk really wants to screw around with, everybody. And so it wouldn't surprise me if, just as a joke or something like that. And it wouldn't be a joke. I think it would really happen here. As AMC, I'm about to get out right now for 30-cent winner. Tesla right here, they announced that they were going to split, right? Bang! 1,500 to 2,300. There's also the addition that happened, obviously, as well. But there's the split, right? No, the addition was in December, wasn't it? Wasn't the addition December? I think it was.
December,
yeah. So anyways, you get a monster move up there in Tesla on that news, right? So why can't that happen again? I mean, I think it's very, very possible that we get something like that at some point. So I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibilities. There's so many catalysts, in my opinion, for Tesla that can keep going, including their solar division. And I've already called this move. I bought more down here. You guys know that when we were down here at $600 bucks. I think it was a little higher than 600. I think it was this break, to be honest with you, 620, 630. And I was calling 800 bucks. And there it is. Now we're at 800. And I think it's going to be higher as we go. So we'll watch out for Tesla coming soon, very coming to a theater near you, and hopefully a blotter near you as well. And there it is right there. So we'll spit out some cash on AMC. And again, you know, leaving, not leaving, taking profits, yes. So there we go, AMC right there, man. We'll do it. And all we're kind of do right now is, this is my favorite graphic, one of my oldest ones, and it's just raining in the money. And you're just stacking it up, because really, when you're scalping and you're day trading like we're doing, that's what I try to do. Like I have over 200 fills today on various names, right? Just on AMC alone, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You know, so 14 fills alone right there on AMC, including nice profits, ready to rock and roll, right? So there we go. Yeah, I've got her doing it. So
I love it.
we do have, I've made a special request for all the viewers, and you're going to see it very soon. You will be happy with me. So we're just working on that. But right now, that's Micron. Good out, it looks like, right there at VWAP. Now we're holding something very small, and it just double topped that same spot again. So, you know, we'll see if it breaks it. But right now, Micron on a good one with 35 minutes left to go in the day.
I just saw someone ask in the chat, and they were like, what are the locates like on IronNet? So that, first I thought that stock was done. So that's the first thing there. So I pull it up. I notice it's actually trending towards the upside. And remember, when I say done, it's because the stock got crushed after it squeezed into the upside. So I figured this was a done deal in terms of the stock going up anymore. So it actually has a chance for, I mean, a lot of a gap to be filled here if it were to break this high at 25.60. I mean, the gap gets you to, you know, anywhere from like 27, maybe even as high as like 28.60. I haven't even checked, because I obviously haven't been looking at the stocks. I don't know how much it's going to cost for locates, but I am now going to check. This is not a very clean top that it has in here. So I'd like to see the volume come in and maybe sustain and power it through. But IronNet's now all of a sudden on my radar, thanks to you guys, so I appreciate that. A stock that reported earnings that we never actually traded today was, we both like to short on Nike, yada, yada, yada. We never got it, yada, yada, yada. It went down to 148 and is now bouncing back. It's trying to take out a 150 level here. But the reason why it's important, you guys should, if you don't watch the morning show, you really should, because it's, I think it's good. I don't know, anyways. I tend to think it's okay. But Nike, if you go back, and this is what I did when we identified like if 148 to 150, like a target $2 range for a bottom. Again, it's just a previous high before jail broke up, and then what ends up being the bottom. It's like that previous high turns into the floor, and now you're putting in this range where it was a bit of a, it was almost like air, and I just got into BBIG, so I'm now long 606 there, but it's a bit of air, and now 148 to 150 is exactly the range that it settles down in, right? So sometimes it goes to plan, but that didn't mean I found my way into a short into that area, nor into a long. I did also say that it would be a very good sign for Nike if after what we anticipated was a disappointment, it would close above 150. And it actually has a chance to close above 150. And if it does that, I think it might be an opportunity to start buying on Monday. So we'll look at that. But BBIG, as I said, I wanted to buy the dip. I went over the plan there. If it goes any further down, I might take another shot in front of 6, or I could wait for a 595 or so. But the idea here is see if it can't take out the 625. It's been going down for a week. Let's see if this isn't the real bounce. It went up on volume here. Now I just want to see it continue. Brendan.
All right, guys. Happy to pass along some good news here. If you want to show my page here first, guys, I can show the website and then talk about what's happening on Tuesday, guys, because guess what? He's coming back. Our friend Mr. Wonderful is back Tuesday, the 28th, to talk about Immutable Holdings, his latest venture into the blockchain world. Jordan Fried going to join us as well, CEO of Immutable Holdings. So come and join us as well Tuesday, guys, next week.
Give me a watch, bro. I'll have to email him and see if he's going to do that, because we've kidded and joked about timepieces before, and obviously we all know that he's a big fan. I mean, I'm excited for that. I'm more excited for what's about to happen, though. So, you know, you guys will see a treat here, hopefully the start of a new segment, and when it's ready, I'll throw over there, and we'll get that going. But yeah, Mr. Wonderful holds the keys to the watch vault. his own vault. That's for sure. Okay, look at Costco today. You want to talk about another one that we've missed? Talk about something that's bullish as the bulls come running through there. Unbelievable Costco. Bang, 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 bang. Like, I'm almost not going to find a cleaner chart than this one today. It actually gives you a VWAP retracements like I mean, it's making me sick, really. Now you're way above VWAP and it's just cruising all afternoon long as the NASDAQ right there just turns green. So what a big move here for Costco all the way to the upside. And wow, big mover. If you look at the daily chart right now on Costco, look, this is what I'm talking about. This is probably what we should be buying right here. Costco approaching all-time highs right now. So I think this is a good break through 470. So I've been teasing this up, and here we go, guys. We're going to throw you to what I think is a good idea. You can let me know after. But let's go Valeria's trade of the day.
Well, guys, Valeria's lose of the day. It's a crazy day for Tesla, and I wanted just to take this opportunity, show my trade to gods of trading, Neil and Sean. So maybe, guys, you would tell your opinion on my entries and exits from this losing trade. So Tesla is up more than $17 today, and I went into short position. Here you can see my first short trade around 7.59, and then I averaged my short. Behind that idea is that I took a look at a higher time frame, and I identified my resistance level as 759. So now Tesla at 770, which is a crazy day for Tesla. And here's my out. I gave up. Well, I think as soon as the smarter idea for me would be if I would get out of the position as soon as the Tesla broke resistance level I identified. What do you think about this beautiful trade, guys?
There we go.
Yeah, so I mean, you know what we're gonna say.
You're welcome.
I have zero problem with the second entry. I have all kinds of problems with the first. It was shorting into air on Tesla at around that 755 cluster. It's like you don't really have too much of anything that you're gonna love at that particular price, right? So all you've got is like, nah, ho hum here. Like when you're looking at the chart, you're either shooting, off of levels like this, which have already broken off that 760 that we talked about before all week long. It's been 760 and 765, or sort of like that top end of the range, and that's been a while. That's the resistance on Tesla, so that's well in front of it here, and then it's fine. Like you're shorting it when it's in that. Into that range, that 60 to 65 area, fair enough. And then when it breaks out the top, you get out of it. So that's the way you fight it. On a strong stock, you pick an area that both has some actual significance that you can dig into, or maybe you're following the tape. If you're catching it on the way up, it's got to have significance. Right. If it was nothing, I mean, I wasn't watching the tape, but Tesla didn't really show any signs. It's not like the futures was going down or making a turn at that particular point. But it's all about the learning experience. Like how many times have we come in, or we're watching Memes and Movers, and Valeria, has this crazy short on Tesla from the pre-market. So obviously, there's a read that you have on in the mornings, Miss V, that certainly works. In this case, just being patient and waiting for the absolute entry price, the second one that you got there, really not too bad at all. That's actually a really good level, and I don't mind that stop whatsoever. It's that first little short that forced you to average in that got you in a bit of trouble. And Dan, thank you very much. I did see that DM, so looking forward to it, buddy. You're the best community out there in the world. And BBIG, Vinco Ventures. Why is it BBIG out of curiosity? Like, why is Vinco Ventures BBIG? Anyways, I don't actually know, but we'll go with this. I said I'd get some out in front of the high of the day. We went ahead and did that. I never got that dip buy further down, but I'll go ahead and pop a bid even lower just to see if we can get one, and then see if we can't rinse and repeat. I still think there's a chance that it can break out that 625, and if it does, I want to go long on that break. But we are running out of time here. 27 minutes to go until the week is over, and 27 minutes for the NASDAQ to hold up this 0.08% that it is currently up. It's to me, this is incredible. We were saying this before. Yeah. It's incredibly impressive that after everyone digested the Fed and then had more negative news, or I guess scaring, or whatever you want to call it, the Chinese announcement to crypto did to the markets. But it felt like a down day to end the week, and we'd be red on the week overall. No way we'd turn green. And yet, despite all of that, all the major markets are up. I'm looking at almost every stock that was on the shopping list as either a missed opportunity or thank goodness you got it. So that's a great way to end the week, I think. So a lot of fun here, and thank you, John Wilkins, another super chat. It's a Friday. Good coffee, good trades,
Yeah.
good company, good analysis by Miss V.
Yeah,
and,
so people wondering who stamped the fail on that. I did. I mean, it's funny.
I don't even have that.
The point about what we're doing with Miss V here is I got to give a big thank you also. Trader Prad, myself, Neil, Brendan. Like we're all. It's kind of. We're going to see how Valeria kind of matures as a trader. And it just goes back to what you were saying right now. So it's not about her making or losing money because, we know that she's in simulation. We talked about that before. So it's about getting better, understanding the trends. Even her terminology, right, is 10 times better than it used to be. So congratulations, Ms. V, on just getting better. And I mean, it takes a lot of us. She literally just started trading. I mean, this is not something that,
100%.
and then she's picking Tesla and she likes to short it. And that Tesla chart is to the moon. So,
and she's not afraid, and that's the thing. She's not afraid to stand in front of all of you.
And then you realize your mistakes, right? You have to make your mistakes first before you're able to mature as a trader. So we're going to watch it. I think it's a good segment. I think we could almost do it every day, but we'll talk to Ms. V about that. If she likes that or not, it's going to be up to her. But I think it's great, and it's not about winning or losing. It's about trying to figure out, how you get better next time.
How you play the game?
Yeah, exactly. How you play the game. It's just about playing the game right now. Okay, so quickly here, DATS came all the way back, so it does go down to our spot. We didn't get out. We talked about it breaking through 1050. Wow, what a great spot that would have been to get longer. Stop order always a little bit below these wicks, so we did not get stopped out there. So now we'll wait to see if it takes out this 1120. I do have an order still up here, 1180. I don't know if that happens. The volume needs to come in. We talked about what happens on the volume. The volume already happened right here, so might be a problem coming through there for that. What about Affirm? What did Affirm do today? So we took it early on the first break of the day's high. We were able to get it out, but then it started falling down, and we unfortunately stepped on ourselves right there. But we loaded it back up, out, took the best outs we thought right there on that wick, which was unbelievable. Then it goes up to 129 and stops and hasn't seen the light of day since. So Affirm still on the negative side of things, back down. So yeah, that's not a great one there. Nike you already went over. I'm just looking here to see if there's anything else that's
I got
moving.
something. I probably
Lucid,
should have already said this. But.
Lucid's not doing too much. DMYI, we can look at that. I'm just looking at some screeners here, so I don't really see too much right now moving around.
I'll do this one because I got this fill while we're doing the Miss V thing and didn't want to interrupt, but we did get some more shares out of ATER, and I said in the chat at the time when someone had asked what the targets are, and you guys should always do that. Like when we're describing the trade, like this is why we're getting in, this is the entry. Every now and then as it's happening, it's like, forget a certain portion of that. It's like, I meant to say like where I think the targets can be on the bid, and I probably said that I wanted to last out around VWAP, but just to be explicit about that. And the other thing I did mention is as I got the second fill and you took out this, it's trying to take out this 1275 level, and I get out in front of it, I want to trail my stop now. This is a little bit, not trail my stop, I should say tighten my stop. But not giving it to the high of the day anymore. I just feel with this strong move and the fact that it can't seem to break that 1275, I don't even want to give this back to, more than break even. I feel like it's a sucker's bet. Like if it takes out this high, it's probably going to take out or at least test the top. And I want to be clean and flat if that move does happen. So I got the third out there in ATR, still a nice little winner. And yeah, I'll eventually just cover this naked branch because it's not doing anything, but it's in the money. I don't really have a reason to get out except for the fact that we're coming to the end of the day. So ATR short, BBIG still in that long side trade, but have not been able to add to it. If it breaks the top, I still want it. I should have just maybe tried for that long in GameStop more aggressively, but hey, like I said, I was waiting for it to go a little bit further down. It does eventually bounce back. It's now trading at 186. GameStop's usually worth it on a Friday to look out just in case it has a random imbalance on, because I've seen big moves off an imbalance that can be like faded when it pairs off. So I'll be watching for GameStop at the close because it's a bit of a mover.
I was just looking through Instagram here, my Instagram, and this was a really fun day. This is when we celebrated New Year's here. Here we all are here. Happy New Year! So there's the dancing.
Good job.
Yeah, watch Brendan like here. Okay, ready?
Yeah, that's.
Yay, Brendan.
He's excited.
How do I make this bigger? People have to see Brendan's excitement here. This is the most excited I've ever seen Brendan. Can you go? There he is. Look at that. Look at that. Miss V's happy. Happy New Year! Look, Neil's happy. I'm doing whatever the hell I'm doing. Valeria's looking great, doing her little dance there. And then here comes Brendan. There he is. Yeah, he's pumped up. That's Brendan pumped up. But the reason why we do that is not because of that. I do want to show you this. Good times, Neil. You remember when he came in,
yes,
Mr. Wonderful.
Right.
So we're hoping, talking about watches, I'm hoping that he can come through one more time. So, bypassing through COVID would be nice. That's going to be the first protocols. And then when that subsides, hopefully we'll have Mr. Wonderful back, of course, a Canadian. So nice to have him in the building, but nice to have him back on. Was it Monday, Brendan?
Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Talking about a new company there. He brought WonderFi to us last time, and then of course was here with MindMed, and he was here the day MindMed IPO'd. Okay, that IPO'd at like 40 or 50 cents. It's $250 now US.
It ain't that anymore.
It ain't that anymore. That's for sure. MindMed. So you guys can watch out for that. Yeah. So that's about it, man. I'm just, as you can see, I'm really not super focused on making too many trades here, but my eyes are still going. You talked about Vinco Ventures. That's starting to go. Oh, you know what? What about this one?
I got to say this because I didn't hold on to Vinco Ventures long enough, but it is getting to this 650 level. Guys, watch out. I mean, like I said, I think the downward trend has probably been broken here, but this is a level at 650 that it looks like it could be reversing off of. Now, if we pull back off 650, like I said, I'm already out of this thing at like 630. I'm not even sure why I would get out of 630. I broke that 25, looked like it was going to retake it, and I covered. But if it bounces down off 650, I'm looking back to the previous high, that quarter. That'll be the dip buy, and we'll continue to ride this one till 4 o'clock. It's 20 minutes left, right? Like, if it was the morning, I could say maybe it's breaking out, you hold it all day long, but until 4 o'clock is my answer now. So see if we can get a dip buy. Vinco Ventures, still don't know why BBIG is their symbol, though.
No, and nor do I. But I mean, maybe it's a SPAC that's getting ready to convert. I'm not sure. That would make sense there.
Weird.
I see you, Jacqueline. Okay, I'll see. So, we used to go back and forth. There are some clips about me talking to Mr. Wonderful over and over again. So if I do get a chance, I will ask him about female watches as well, because I think that's important. We talked about the Rolex that I was wearing and how that was a good investment because it was a different dial, 41 millimeters instead of 42. So we will talk about that. And that's a good point, Jacqueline. So we'll do that on Tuesday if we're able to. I don't know, but he'll be on this show, I believe. So yes, sir. That'd be coming through. So we're putting the big time guests on the Power Hour show. So there you go. That'll be coming through for sure. And we hit this one. So there it is. You might have heard me do a snap there because Snapchat. For chart of the day, I mean, you did have that Costco chart. You did have a Tesla chart as well. But we talked about this earlier, Neil. Something spiked up and then it spiked down right off the open. And then it was like, see ya, straight to the upside. Snapchat at new all-time highs.
But look, remember we were talking about this? So look at the chart of Twitter this morning too, right? So it's almost like there was a program or something that just, when both these, and I think it was a couple of other tech names, spiked at the open, something just sold them all in that first couple of minutes. And every now and then, I'm not saying this is always going to be true, but when you get that across the board, like it's almost as if someone was coming in and looking to sell a group of related stocks and drive, not to drive them down, but just they use that strength to do it. And sometimes that coordinated action might mean a good bottom is coming in when it's done. And that's exactly what happened. When it's settled down here, and it's probably around the same time, between 10:10 and like 10:20 here, as those really started going to the upside. And Twitter, maybe not as strong as Snapchat today, but either way, we noticed that. It's like, wowzers. Yeah. The other one too, I know you're pulling up Microsoft, but Facebook, which was under pressure in yesterday because of some headlines, that was a big runner today. So sometimes on a strong day, look for what got beat up and maybe sold off too much and then take advantage of it. Lots of great tech moves today. I'm just impressed by this market. You got to give it a slow clap for how strong it's been. Remember Monday, what we were thinking on Monday? It's like,
yeah.
What dip, right? Like,
I mean, I sold some I sold Apple at 152. You guys know about that. We tweeted that out, and I also tweeted out that we sold Softy at 296 just last week, thinking that we were in trouble here, and we went down to 289. Whoop-de-doo. Not that far down, but Microsoft holding out so good in this dip. If you look, Microsoft's the only name. I mean, there's a bunch of names, but out of the ones that I held, that have really held this 50-period moving average, right? So Microsoft didn't take it out. Look, even Google took out the 50-period moving average as well. They're below it. Oh no, they did it. No, that's still the Microsoft chart. Google did. So hold on. Let me just load this up.
Did it twice too.
Let me see. Come on, let's go. There it is. Oh, actually, it didn't on this one. I'm pretty sure it did. Oh, you know why? Because we're not. Anyways, it's not calculating properly, I don't think, because of these wicks. But anyways, Google held up good. We talked about Facebook, that it went below the 50-period moving average right there. Good bottom picks at 340. But again, I want to pick that one up, and we talked about why the other day. And then Apple, 147. We sold 152, and we talked about it was right down here, right into this, right below the 50-period if my charts ever load, which hopefully they do, but that did dip below the 50 period as well. So there was some good tech opportunities. AMD, the 50 period is going to be gone already on that one because of the move it had to 120. So you can see that didn't really make it below either. There's that, but you can see it didn't really make it below the 50 period either. So I like a lot of these stocks into strength, but I'm still buying first week in October. I'm not doing anything until then.
Yeah, it's true, right? Like, I mean, I'm not happy with when I sold some Oracle shares, but at the time it felt like the right thing to do, and overall, you get a chance to rotate and maybe manage, and sometimes you can overdo it, but at the end of the day, in the long term, these are all going to be quality decisions. There was a question asking about Enphase here, not one that I cover that or even look at it that much, but in terms of charts, you're obviously going to be in a bit of a downward trend, and you would love to see. Candidly speaking, I picked up a little Chevron because happen to like where that's going. The first thing that absolutely jumps out at me is if 150 breaks on this stock, it's got real room for a 15% pullback. So that's like the first thing that jumped out to me when I looked at this. It's been relatively steady on the week, and if you're talking about sort of like potential like short-term type of trades here, anytime you get like a double top, if it comes back in and cannot even test or break this lower high that it's put in, then you better believe that 150 is going to get put to the test next week. So that's what I'd be watching out for. If you're in this for the really long term, then maybe you're letting 150 break, but just know that it's likely to go to that 130 level. Overall, not a bad company from what I've heard, but I don't know too much about it. So watch out for that 150 break. If you're swinging into this thing, yeah, then you have an obvious stop at that particular level. I do need to cover naked brands. I understand that for sure because we're almost at the end of the day. And ATER, no matter what, before 350, I kind of feel like anytime you're in a stock and it's one of these runners, right? Like, ATR maybe only up 8% today, but we've seen how much it can move when it does go. And it's got this strong a move in the afternoon, and it's holding around the highs. That's usually one that you don't just want to be sitting in the short when it's sort of holding up at the top here in the last 10 minutes of the day because it could test that high. So I'll likely, I'm not going to move my stop, but if we're sitting here at 350 and it's still not breaking 1275 and heading down towards VWAP, I'll probably just cover it in the 13 range manually. I won't even let it take out that high of the day. That's just my approach. Maybe you do it differently if you have to get flat. I thought IronNet was going to make a move. You guys brought it to our attention. It is maybe back on the radar, but the volume didn't pick up. It's not really doing much. It did break the high, technically speaking, but the volume, not tremendous. It's putting me to sleep when I look at the level 2. So maybe this is one that gets its juices flowing next week again, or maybe it's just going to be a short like it was after that initial fall. It just turned into like the granddaddy of all shorts, only it was pretty expensive to pay for it.
So Brendan's been pretty busy, but I just got a tweet here from Michael Burry, and it was 18 minutes ago. Yeah, it's the real one. Yep. He got a subpoena. So remember, like I was just talking about, like what are these guys going to do about the GameStop, and like as if they're going to solve anything. So yeah, they go to one of the smartest guys around, Michael Burry. We know what his story was on GameStop. We actually have some videos about it as well, and there it is right here. Look, Scion Management. I mean, unless I don't think you would make this up. SEC. He tweeted this, so I'm not showing anything that I didn't. Mr. Michael Burry from them. So I guess they're going to look into something. And his comment as well, like, what is going on in the world? Like, why are they even doing this? So we'll find out. I'm just telling you that Michael Burry on this as well. So I retweeted it. I think it's kind of important for those of us.
He sold early in GameStop. Like that was
I think that's what he's saying, is that he was pretty open.
He was out of it before the biggest squeeze, and he was very open about all of it. So
but maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. So
he did well.
Yeah, we'll see. And I mean, that's the thing. You can't just. I don't want to get involved. I'm just saying, like, that's that. So yeah. So there you go. I retweeted it. So if you want to follow me, or if you do follow me, you should be able to see it there. If not, that's fine. Okay. Micron. We're in Micron. I'm not worried about it. The Toronto imbalances came out. So we'll do this for Sam, the gold man. Some of you guys that's not Toronto, is it? No, that's New York. Those aren't accurate. That's coming out in a minute. They just stuff it. That's why I don't show anything until it comes out. Okay. So right here in Toronto, CNQ's always on there. there, or SU something. There's always Enbridge is always on there, but right now this is nothing. These are small imbalances, a couple 100,000 shares in Toronto, so we will ignore that and then wait for another minute and a half until it comes out there. So we'll wait for that. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, don't get involved, Sean. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I'm involved in everything, so we like it. I mean, that's why we're here, man. We're here to educate and try to have some fun, and at the same time show you guys what's happening in the world. And that Michael Burry tweet probably getting a lot of love. So that was only 18 minutes ago. $40.12 right here. Hopefully I don't get subpoena for these AMC trades. I don't think we will. $40 and 11. But that'd be kind of cool if I did. I don't know. We're not doing anything wrong, so that'd be kind of fun. $40, and I probably wouldn't be fun. $40.12. I don't know who's going to pay for my lawyer. $40.12 right here. Is this high? I just say that for fun, but I'm waiting for it to rip up. If we can get something around here, 40 and a quarter, something like that on AMC, we'll do it. We only have a couple more seconds until the imbalance comes out, so that'll put me in or out of my position. And
someone was saying, look at Snapchat. Yeah, I think you already pulled it up, if I'm not mistaken. We talked about Snapchat and Twitter, but on the daily, yeah, I mean, it's in the midst of a great breakout, and anything in the tech or growth space that's taking out highs this week, you've got to love it, right? Like, that's what it's all about. It's holding up so well. I got some. I wish I could say that it was a bigger position long term, but it just never really found a place to get more shares. It's one of those things, like if you're looking long term, you don't necessarily force your way into things, and probably missed a good chance off a 70 level. Now it's breaking out, so who knows? It does feel like if this market, that was the dip that we got, then Snapchat's probably going to 100, and it's going there sooner rather than later. I just got out of ATER because it's 350. And I said I didn't want to be hanging on to this one, so I just covered this trade. It's at 13.05, whatever. It's a decent short, but the better trade would have been for me to hold on to that BBIG. And I never held on to BBIG. And this is what happens. It eventually breaks 650, goes to 660. So congratulations. Oops, we got a key for that.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
to all of you in the chat, because the first mention of BBIG in the chat today was during memes and movers when it was still looking weak in the middle of the day, right? And that's when, and I think the conversation centered around, well, look at it dropping down from $12, Vinco, and then getting into this, these previous resistance levels from about 550. And I saw people talking in the chat. They're like, yeah, 560 dip by. I was more along the lines of next week 5 to 550, and everyone else was sort of saying no in front of that level 560. A couple of people mentioned that. Well, what ended up happening? It holds at 560. You get the breakout on volume a little bit later on, the 6th break, and then there it goes. And sometimes that's what it's all about. It's more, this symbol is worth watching. What patterns do you see here? What are possible entries? What are your 2 cents? I'm thinking this. Am I wrong here? And that's what we're all about. Like every now and then, I'll just do a trade. It's like, what the heck was I thinking? Taking that or getting out here. And actually, Sean and I will talk about like after the show is done, like what am I doing on Cassava Sciences? Like that kind of a thing. And that's what it's about. And when I see that happening in the chat, I get happy. And you can see I'm happy about it here because that's one of the advantages that we've had by trading on trading floors, because traders, you'd go out to the bar after, have some quesadillas. That was my thing back in the day. And then, a couple of pints, and you talk about the trades. Seriously,
I know.
At Sports Cafe, 2 or 3 times a week, we'd go in, we have pints, and I would eat the same thing. I'd have the quesadillas, and we talk trades.
It was something else too, but I think it was the big time the quesadillas.
I love those things. Anyways, shout out, they're no longer at Sports Cafe.
They're gone.
It's like it's a gaming bar now.
I don't know if it still is anymore because I don't see how they could have survived through COVID. But
probably not. But anyways, I love seeing it happen because it reminds me of that. So I hope you guys never stop doing it. Learn from each other, learn from us, learn from everything that you can. And you guys are asking about TMC. We'll get to that.
Quesadillas with pineapple. Yep, that's Neil made special order for that. Okay, as you guys can see here, there's really nothing on here. Apple with a big sell here into the close. Unfortunately, we have these wicks up here, so hard to see what exactly Apple's doing here into the close. But it is what I was to say. It was a sell, so there you go. Right at 350, bang. Goes down about 20 cents there on that. What else we see on here? That's anything. I mean, XOM's not going to move on this. Anything else here? Anything else? No. I don't see anything. This is normally when I go Bueller, but Alibaba with a buy finally, 144. Alibaba at all-time lows, down 4%. Wow, yikes. Okay, so AMC not leaving. Remember we started that by saying that today, and I was making fun of my own hashtags. Well, guess what? I've left now. So AMC, I'm gone. I'm not leaving until the market closes, and that's only 5 minutes. So we take it out here. It does move up a little bit to the high side there. So a nice average, a nice trade right there taken into these teeth. We talked about that. We were going to give it down to here, so it's worth it for me. And then we get it out. So right there, in at 85, whatever I was in at. First leg out at 97. Remember, this is still from here, so we still had that bid in our account. So we took that bid out right there, and then we made on the last bid, we just took an 88, and we got out an 05. So it's small, 13.5. 18 cents or so on that one. Yeah. No, I know. Someone said getting a subpoena doesn't mean you're guilty. No, but believe me, I haven't really had too much experiences with the legal system, but I've watched enough Law and Order. Actually, I haven't really ever watched Law and Order, but I do know what that's all about. You know what? We know what we're talking about.
I used to watch the SVU.
Neil and Brendan haven't seen Ted Lasso yet, but I love me some Ted Lasso.
Okay, but we had this conversation. I'm gonna watch Ted Lasso when I finally get to watch the Foundation series on Apple TV. It literally debuts today. I'm actually listening to the audiobooks of the Foundation series from Isaac Asimov after having read the series twice and in anticipation of it launching. So now I'm gonna get Apple TV, subscribe, and I can watch Ted Lasso, and I can watch the Foundation series. So that actually came out today.
Yeah, Ted Lasso is pretty incredible. I love Jason Sudeikis. The guy's amazing. Saturday Night Live has just produced so many amazing people. Okay, someone said you want a Brampton bang, so guess what? Bang for Brampton there, because it's me, Brendan, Prad, Neil, that's it, and Valeria, all from Brampton. No, Valeria is not from Brampton. But,
what? Valeria, you're not from Brampton?
No, she's from Argentina. She's from there, so we'll go one more time for Argentina. Bang for Argentina. The joke about that was someone on the our midday show, Memes and Movers there, thought that maybe they're guessing. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but someone literally put Argentina there, and I don't know. Her Spanish accent, very overwhelming there. There it is. Kev Lane. What up, Kev? You're a member, so you asked for that, Kev. You're going to get a Brampton bang over and over and over again. So there we go. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Oh, you know what me and Pratt have also started watching? What's it called? Squid Game? Or something like that?
That's on my watch.
Hell yeah, the Squid Game. Episode 2, but episode 1, yee. So now we're going to watch episode 3, Squid Game, on Netflix. Get your Netflix and chill straight.
That looks like a fantastic show. I want to get to two. We only have 4 minutes to go, and I want to get to two things. TMC, a couple of questions about it. It hasn't been around enough for me to even say anything. I can't confidently make a comment about it. It's been only going down, and the chart looks just god awful. So I couldn't even say anything confidently about that stock. I just hope you're not in it. If you do, I hope you have it out. RWLK, on the other hand, like this has been on the midst of a bit of a breakout, and we're still hanging out above some significant levels, which are going to be interesting here. One of them is going to be like that 165, which hasn't even been threatened. And then the other one, this like 185-ish area. And I love the fact that, and again, like candidly, I've been shorting it most of the time. I did have one long break, which kind of stuck. This is the stock that I broke all my rules on yesterday. And like this in Sava, I sort of like gave everything back in the afternoon. I just hated it. Hated myself. Anyways, RBLZ in this one. But if you have a quick look, and it's that 185 area, it is holding this up, unless it tanks in the next 3 minutes, 10%. The fact that it has a capitulation day like this, if it does manage to hold up at 185, maybe even this 170 level, this is a stock that has been basing out off of this, and a lot of times you will see this extend. And you don't want to sleep on it, because if it dies at 180, that's actually a positive for it. The fact that it wouldn't come all the way back into like a 140 or 150 would be a good sign. So I wouldn't get just too discouraged over the fact that 280, have a double top and failure. If it holds up at a higher low, like 20% above that 150, that 50 period moving average, that previous resistance level, those would be good signs for RWalk. If it goes right back through 150 towards the low, it's okay, fine, you give up. But holding out a higher low, even for days and weeks, sometimes those break out a second or third time. And we had an example of that earlier in the day. So don't sleep on it as long as it holds 180. Brendo.
Not much, guys, in the way of earnings, obviously, being Friday. I was just double checking on one we were talking about this morning, and that is Micron is, what is that, Tuesday, the 28th? So that is going to be the notable one for next week, Tuesday the 28th for Micron. We also have ACB on Monday reporting as well.
That would be notable.
ACB?
You got something.
Oh man, no, I'm trying to find something that's going to light, like, do we have, we should have something that lights money on fire.
This thing.
I'm going to do this one. There we go. There you go. That's what happens.
Isn't that a good? This supposed to be good.
No, it could be good, but it's lighting your money on fire there.
What about this? You'd be shredding your money.
Yeah, that's about what I feel like holding ACB stock. But okay, so we are out there of Micron. We just finished off that one. So now we're out of that, and then we got out of our DATs because it didn't, oh man, it just moved up a little bit. We got in at 85, out at 85 there. And all we did was make fees there. So guys, thank you so much. Hey, Chris Stokes, yeah, let's go clubbing tonight. Sure. I don't think here, though, in Canada,
I don't think it's clubs.
I don't know if they're open yet, but maybe they are, but you have to wear a mask indoor. Rob is already clubbing. Rob, that chair's going to break. Like, you're going to do that, you're going to fall right back over and have yourself a little bit of a problem there. But the black belt is beside you. He'll be able to figure that out.
He'll check you, man. Rob is like, he's a line stepper. And every now and then
there,
you got to
look at him. There he is. This guy. Who likes the camera?
It's not
I
4
like the
o'clock
camera.
yet. We still have a minute to go, guys. Hey, thank you guys so much for an awesome week, by the way. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. Clearly, we're having a lot of fun here. I'm hopped up in this fantastic coffee that we had, so thank you.
Yeah, I'm done it.
Stick around. Trade of the day is going to be on Marin. The market is up. There's no way the NASDAQ's going to drop 0.1% in the next 40 seconds. I think we're pretty good with that. Miss V is likely to be on the bell. And how about that? It's a great segment. I think we should keep it on, by the way, Sean.
Yeah.
And very brave. Valeria standing up there and going over trades.
Yeah, great.
There's trainees in our training meetings here on the floor. There's trainees that won't step up when they have their weekly meetings on Zoom and talk about their negative trades. And here she's doing it for all of you guys.
But they're also not getting paid. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's get ready to rock and roll right now. Only 10 seconds left. Thank you for all the fun today, guys. We've had a great time with you, and we're going to be continuing to have that as well. It was a big week, and I hope it was a big week for you guys also. There she is. Miss V is up on the bell with only 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's a wrap. Guys, that's a wrap. We'll wrap it up. Someone said they want the money thing for the weekend, so I'll give it to you. I think it's pretty much everybody's favorite, so there it is. Thanks to Rob for making this one as well. Hopefully that's the kind of stuff that you were doing today and this week. Not the greatest week to trade, but hey, a profitable one nonetheless. Let's throw it back. If Maggie can stop talking to him over there, then maybe we can get an update from Brendan on how the market is. Now I'm going to get in trouble. What's up, Brendo?
Need a 2-shot. At the desk, guys. Here we go. Positive, guys. Positive to wrap up the week. 0.12 for U.S. market. So we did all three get back to positive territory. Not so much down here, but as I said at the beginning of this hour, well off the lows that we saw this morning, guys. When we're talking about cryptocurrencies, we'll see what the weekend brings, I guess.
And I just kid, because Maggie knows I've actually messaged her privately and said, how come she never talks to me? So we've already gone over this. No, it's we're just playing around.
She only talks to
I said, how come Brendan is your favorite? And we've got that figured out.
Brendan's everybody's favorite.
And that's the answer.
It's
so there
the
you
hair.
go.
And the voice.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. But thank you to everybody again, and including Maggie, obviously. Thank you to Lucas, Maggie,
and Rob.
Maybe. There he is. What a guy. We're still waiting for that yo-yo trick.
He hates the camera.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that yo-yo trick. Thank you to Prad and Miss V as well, crushing it on the midday show. So there they are. Yeah, buddy. There she is. That's a good picture. Thank you so much, guys. Great show. The best show, the midday show. Yeah. The Memes and Movers continues to rock and roll. So that was fantastic. Look, guys, for everybody here, our whole Trader TV Live team, for everybody in the back, everybody that's helping. Shout out to Juan, who works on the IT with the charts and everything like that. So absolutely fantastic. A lot less stress for us here when our platform works properly. But for Brendan, for Neil, and for myself, we are the Trader TV Live team. Thank you for watching, and we will see you. Join us next week, Monday morning, 8:30. We're back. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.